Hey up everyone, Magpie9901 here, bringing you another PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds video. Now it is Thursday, the 1st of June, and today is the weekly patch update day. So I'm going to quickly go through what's changed in this patch. There's not a great deal in it, there's just some little fixes and tweaks. And then I'm going to go through an article that was done on the Game Informer website, and this was done with the actual creator of the game, Brendan Green. So first off, we'll go through what's been changed in this one, and at the start of the patch notes to go on to say that they're profiling the servers currently and looking for the choke points to try and track down where the server lag is coming from. Obviously, I've spoke about this before. They've said that it's going to take a couple of months to sort out altogether, but they are on it all of the time, looking for it and looking at ways to try and sort that server lag out. Now on Sunday evening here in the EU, there was a massive outage for this game. You wasn't able to log in, but bonus points to PlayerUnknown. They kept everybody informed through Twitter. There was regular updates on there. They didn't go into the reasons why the servers were not accessible, but they kept everybody informed. Now when they came back online, me and a friend of mine went on, and it was the smoothest gameplay I have had on this game so far. I believe at that point in that match there was little to no server lag, and it was just so responsive. It was like playing a totally new game. So I'm really excited for when they sort this server lag out, because I do think that that is the major factor holding this game back right now. But they're looking into it, and hopefully they'll get a fix for it soon. Next up, there is going to be a stats wipe on the leaderboard, so they're going to be removing all the ranking and stats data, but your previous stats will still be accessible in game. Now this was due to happen yesterday on Wednesday, but due to technical issues it was pushed back to today, so I reckon as I'm speaking now it's already been done. So for client performance, they've improved performance by reducing effects played excessively during vehicle crashes. Server performance, improved performance on the server in relation to vehicles. And for the bug fixes, they've fixed a crash related to unequipping an item, fixed a crash related to when vehicles crashed, fixed a bug that caused a player to die without entering the revive state when being shot by a shotgun or a full auto weapon in duo or squads mode, fixed a bug that caused other players' voice chat to be heard at high volume on the aeroplane, fixed a bug that caused breath gauge to be shown incorrectly in certain situations, partially fixed a bug that caused a player to die from falling after getting stuck in buildings or vehicles, fixed a bug that caused sound to stutter when many players were swimming, fixed a bug that caused translucent crosshair to be shown on VSS scope, fixed a bug that caused a player to go back into revive state when two players start the revive action and one cancels. So as I said, not a great raft of changes, but to have weekly patches is a godsend for a lot of people. You know, you're not waiting months and months for a fix to be put out, to be putting a patch out every week. I'm not sure I really know of many other games that do that, so you know, it's a good thing in my eyes. And this patch is a fairly small one. It's weighing in at just 665 megabytes, so just take note of that if you are on a metered connection. And now we're going to go into this article a little bit. Now in this article it talks about some of the things that they want to implement in the game going forward. Of course the game has been a huge success since it launched. It's sold really well, and they want to build on that. They don't want this to be, as they say, the 1 year flash in the pan game where it does good for a year and then it sort of falls off the radar. So one of the things that they're looking at is a 2D and a 3D replay system so that you can track and analyse your performance. Now the 2D one will be looking at your tracking your movements on the map. They say that it's similar to how you can do it in Armour. And then the 3D variation will include slow motion, cinematic camera angles, and will provide scope for basically doing your own, you know, especially if you're a content creator, you'll be able to use those replays to create better content. Of course, there's a raft of very big YouTubers out there playing this game constantly. It's getting a lot of attention from them, getting a lot of airtime on YouTube, so they want to make sure that these people are catered for. It's something that I'd like to do, but one of the reasons I haven't put any videos up right now is because I'm struggling to sort out the audio for my videos. So I've got a Corsair Void RGB, and in TeamSpeak people can hear me fine when I'm using the microphone on that, but the recording in Audacity for that is absolutely pants. I have to boost it so much that you lose a lot of the quality out of it, so I'm looking at maybe investing in a new microphone or a new headset to sort that out. Anyway, that's me going off on a tangent. So next they talk about the new in-game maps that they're doing. There are going to be 2 new maps. There's going to be one that's roughly the same size as the one we've got now. It's going to be an island setting as well. And then there's going to be one that's half the size of the one that we've got now. And there's not going to be no water in this one. I think there's a river running through the bottom of it. But one thing that I wanted to know was, and it isn't explained yet, if it's a 4-kilometre square map, does that mean that it's going to half the people that are in it? Or are you still going to have 100 people squeezed into that area from the off? I think that could make for some really interesting gameplay. They talk about the idea of implementing lore within the game, so you would basically get a backdrop and a story to everything that's happening in the game. Colour-coded ammo, yeah, I could see how that might work. That would be a good one. Now they say that they've had a team that's just joined them and they're currently working on the 3D replay system at the moment, so it's a possibility that we will see something of that come along fairly soon, maybe a demo. As far as I know, they are going to be at E3 showing off the game, so hopefully we might be able to get a sneak peek of what that looks like at E3. Bringing lore within the game, basically giving it a story, and they also talk about there being a single player campaign, which I think would be interesting, but I'm not sure how it would work within the game. Bringing lore into it though, I'm not 100% on that one myself. I think one of the reasons this game is so good is because the core mechanics of it, the core gameplay, is just so simple. You know, you drop 100 people onto an island, you scramble around, you get your loot, you get ready, you fight each other, and the last one standing wins. And I think that's a formula that they don't need to change, that needs to stay the same. So by all means put lore into maybe a single player campaign, that's fine. But within the multiplayer, I'd leave it as exactly as it is. I wouldn't change too much on it at all. One of the last things they talk about, which I think is quite interesting, is that they don't want to stop people modding the game. They want it to have, you know, mods available. They want people to play it how they want to play it. Of course, you're always going to have that core gameplay of the Battle Royale style game, but you may have noticed that there's quite a lot of people playing custom servers and they're doing a zombie mode. I would love to play that, but apparently it's a little bit hard to get into at the moment. It's only select people that are allowed to do it. But that is one mode that I think this game should definitely support. Now, at the moment, the way it works is you have 5 players and they play against 95 other players that play zombies. Now that's a bit of a hard thing to coordinate. You know, there's probably not 95 people out there that always want to play as a zombie. So I could see maybe some sort of mod like that put together where you could play against 95 bots. And it just looks insane. I've watched Jack Frags play it and it just looked absolutely mental. It looked really good. And it reminds me of back in the day when I used to play Counter-Strike Source and there was a zombie mod for that. And it was just crazy to play. It was brilliant. It was really good fun to play with your friends. And all being well, this is a mod that is going to be officially included within the game at some point. Or at least there's going to be a lot more servers out there for us to access so that we can play this type of mod. So yeah, it's looking really good going forward for this game. A couple of points there I'm not too crazy about, but the 3D replay system for content creators, yep, that's a definite tick in my box. The mods, there's another tick, you know. Sorting out the server lag, that'd be a massive tick on this game, definitely. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Do you think, you know, have you got ideas of things that could be added to this game? Do you think there's some things that they could maybe take out? Do you like the features that they're looking to implement? You know, I'd like to know what you think about this, let me know. And as always, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.